Hey there, friend. Let me take a guess. Lately, you've been feeling overwhelmed, haven't you? Maybe your mind races at night. You lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything that's gone wrong, or worrying about what might. You tell yourself to stop. You try to breathe, but that heavy feeling in your chest, in your gut, just won't let go. Stress, uncertainty, fear. By day, you put on a brave face, but inside, there's a quiet struggle. You're not alone in this. Truth is, most of us carry heavier burdens than we let on. We worry about money, relationships, the future, or how others see us. We plan every detail, try to control every outcome, yet still feel it's not enough. So, what can we do? Here's something you might not expect. What if the answer to all this worry isn't in a new app or a therapy session, though those can help, but in ancient wisdom over 2,000 years old? I'm talking about Stoicism, a powerful philosophy practiced by Roman emperors, warriors, slaves, and scholars. And here's the thing, it still works today. Back then, just like now, life was unpredictable. People faced wars, betrayal, illness, and pain. They couldn't control the chaos around them, but they learned to master their responses. That's what this video is about. You're about to discover 8 Stoic habits to stop worrying, not just for a moment, but deeply and meaningfully. These aren't just tips. They're a shift in how you think, ancient tools to build inner peace in a world that's always trying to shake it. Don't worry, this isn't a lecture. You don't need a philosophy degree to get it. Everything today will be practical, clear, and real. Whether you're a professional, a parent, a retiree, or just someone trying to get through the day, there's something here for you. Let me share a quick personal story before we dive in. A few years back, I was stuck, completely overwhelmed. I checked my phone dozens of times a day, refreshing emails, chasing validation, lost in overthinking. I thought worrying showed I cared. But really, I was doubting myself. One night, I stumbled across a quote from Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who wrote through wars and plagues. His words hit me hard. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. It was like a wake-up call. I'd spent years trying to control things I couldn't, never focusing on mastering my own mind. That's when things started to change. I dove into Stoic habits, reshaped how I handled stress, and found a new way forward. The best part, you don't need to overhaul your life to find peace. You just need to shift how you see it. These 8 habits will guide you there. Step by step, you'll hear wisdom straight from Stoic philosophers, plus real-life examples of how these habits help not just ancient thinkers, but people like you and me today. This isn't just a video, it's a conversation. Take a deep breath. You're not broken or weak for worrying, but you're strong enough to change how you respond. That's what we're doing together. So, do me a favor. If this resonates with you, comment below. I choose peace over control. If this speaks to you, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share your thoughts as we go. I read every comment. Now, let's get started. First, master the art of thinking ahead. Let me ask you something. Have you ever worried about something that never happened? Of course you have. We all do. Our minds conjure up the worst: a breakup, losing a job, embarrassment, or illness. Suddenly, your body reacts as if it's already real. That worry takes hold. But the Stoics had a powerful antidote. It's called premeditatio malorum, thinking ahead about what could go wrong. Seneca said, "Those who foresee coming evils strip their power in the present." This habit might sound grim at first, picturing bad outcomes, but it's the opposite. It's not about fear, it's about preparation. Each morning, a Stoic asks, what could go wrong today? What challenges might come? What insults might I face? What losses could happen? By calmly imagining the worst, they rob it of its sting. They make peace with it before it arrives. Here's how you can use this today. Before a big meeting, ask, what's the worst that could happen? And how will I face it with strength and calm before a tough decision? Ask, if I lose everything, what do I still have within me? Before starting your day, ask, who might test my patience today? How will I respond like a Stoic? Not a slave to emotions. Worry thrives on the unknown. But when you've rehearsed the battle in your mind, you become unshakable. You might still feel nervous, but it won't control you. You've practiced dignity, self-control, and inner calm. That makes you stronger than most, who stumble through life hoping for peace without preparing for challenges. So, starting today, before your next big challenge or the start of your day, take 2 minutes. Close your eyes and calmly picture what could go wrong. Then quietly remind yourself, I'm ready. Asterisk. That's the Stoic strength, not pretending bad things won't come, but preparing so they can't rule you. Second, practice the control test. Have you ever stressed about things beyond your reach? The weather, others' opinions, the past, the economy, or someone not texting back? We've all done it. The more we focus on what we can't control, the more powerless we feel. Here's where a Stoic tool shines the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, said, some things are within our control, and some are not. Simple words, but they unlock peace. Stoics believe everything falls into 2 categories. 1, what you can control: your thoughts, actions, reactions, and values. 2, what you can't control: other people, outcomes, the past, most of the future. Here's where many go wrong. They spend 90% of their energy on that second group, things out of reach. Then wonder why they're stressed, drained, or helpless. A Stoic warrior redirects that energy. When criticized, a Stoic doesn't dwell on the words. They focus on their response. Facing uncertainty, they don't try to predict the future. They steady their mind. Betrayed, they don't stew in pain. They keep their character clear. That's the control test. With every worry, ask yourself, is this in my control? If not, let it go. Release it. If it is, focus only on what you can do. Here's how to build this habit today. When your mind spirals, pause and ask, is this in my control? Asterisk. If not, picture letting it sink like a stone in the ocean, gone for good. Then ask, what is in my control right now? And act on it. Say someone insults you online. Can you control their words? No. Can you control whether you stoop to their level or stay calm? Absolutely. Or maybe You didn't get that job you wanted. Can you control their decision? No. But you can sharpen your skills and try again. Right. When you live this way, something remarkable happens. Your mind becomes clearer, your emotions more balanced, and your spirit stronger. You stop wasting energy on things you can't change. Instead, you pour it into what's possible. That's the Stoic path. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Grasp this, and you'll find strength. I'd love for you to share this affirmation in the comments. I control my actions, not the world. Third, guard your mind by limiting what you let in. Be honest. How often does your anxiety come not from your life, but from what you see, hear, or absorb? Maybe a negative headline, a friend's rant about politics, or a social media post that makes you feel less than. So much of our stress is borrowed, not ours. That's why Stoics are deliberate about what they allow into their minds. Seneca advised, surround yourself with people who lift you up and be someone who lifts others. This applies not just to people but to everything you take in. You can't fill your mind with noise and expect peace. So, here's a powerful habit. Limit your inputs. Treat your mind like a sacred space. Here's how: unfollow social media accounts that spark insecurity, anger, or drama. Cap your news intake at 5-10 minutes a day. Choose reliable sources and avoid endless scrolling. Steer clear of people who constantly complain, gossip, or spread fear. Curate your digital world with intention. Feed your mind wisdom, strength, and clarity, not chaos. This doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means preserving your energy. Stoics see the mind as a garden. Let weeds overrun it, and peace won't bloom. Here's why this works. Worry needs fuel. Starve it, and it fades. You don't have to react to every opinion. You don't need to absorb every story. You don't have to carry pain that isn't yours. A calm mind isn't passive. It's protected. Build mental gates. With every piece of information, ask, does this make me stronger or weaker? If weaker, it doesn't deserve your attention. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. But if your reactions are shaped by what you let in, control the input, control the output, control your peace. Let this be your reminder. Comment below. I guard my mind like a warrior. Fourth, reflect daily. Train your mind like a warrior. Imagine this each night. Instead of scrolling endlessly or stewing in stress, you sit quietly and ask, how did I live today? This is a core Stoic practice. They believed one of the most powerful ways to ease worry is to review your actions daily, not to judge yourself harshly, but to understand. Seneca wrote, when the lights are out and my wife is quiet, I review my entire day, reflecting on what I did and said. Think about it. How much of our worry comes from unprocessed thoughts, moments we don't understand, emotions we ignore, or mistakes we haven't learned from? Instead of rushing past the day and diving into the next, a Stoic pauses to face it. They ask, was I courageous today? Did something outside me steal my peace? Did I say something I regret? Did I stay true to my values through daily reflection? A Stoic doesn't just recall events, they rewire their mind. This habit makes you a mental warrior over time. You spot patterns, what triggers you, what drains you, what lifts you up. You grow sharper in your responses. more disciplined with emotions, and more aligned with your principles. Here's how to build it. Each night, take 5-10 minutes to sit quietly. Ask, what did I do well today? What can I do better tomorrow? Don't beat yourself up. Just observe. Jot it down in a journal if you can. Let it be your mirror. Had a bad day? Great. Now you know where to grow. Worry grows when we run from the past. But facing it with honesty and calm strips its power away. Marcus Aurelius did this every night in his meditations. He didn't write for the world, he wrote for himself. To stay grounded, humble, and true. You can do the same. The payoff. You go to bed with clarity and wake up with purpose. Over time, your mind stops spinning because reflection keeps you steady. Fifth, embrace your path. Amor fati. Love your fate. Let's get real. How much of your worry comes from fighting reality? You didn't want that relationship to end. You didn't want that opportunity to slip away. You didn't want that bad news to hit. So what happens? You wrestle with the truth, replaying it, doubting, wishing it were different. That resistance turns into anxiety, sadness, even bitterness. But Stoics have a profound practice for this. Amor fati, loving your fate. It's not just accepting what happens, it's embracing it as your path, not a punishment. Nietzsche, inspired by Stoicism, said, "My formula for greatness is amor fati. I want nothing to be different. Not forward, not backward, not in all eternity." Sounds impossible. Right. How do you love pain? Let's break it down. It's not about enjoying suffering, but seeing how it shapes you. You say, "This happened. I can't change it, but I'll use it." That breakup you didn't choose, it might lead you back to yourself. That failure, it could teach you humility and grit. A Stoic sees everything, even tragedy, as fuel. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The obstacle to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The problem is part of your journey. The detour is your true path. Living like this, you stop clinging to how things should be and start embracing life as it is. Here's how to use this habit. When something bad happens, pause, breathe, and say, "Amor fati," asterisk, then ask, how can this shape me? What does it teach me? How do I use it instead of letting it control me? Then move forward. Stronger, focused. You'll notice something amazing. Worry turns to curiosity, pain to wisdom, and life, even at its worst, gains meaning. This isn't just positive thinking, it's Stoic strength. When you embrace your fate, no matter its form, you become untouchable. Sixth, stay grounded in the present. Don't let the future steal today. Most of our worries aren't about what's happening now, but what might happen later: illness, job loss, heartbreak, or trouble next week, month, or year. But right now, in this moment, you're breathing, you're alive, you're okay. Here's a powerful Stoic habit presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Think about that. No past, no future, just this moment. He also said, "Don't let the future disturb you. You'll meet it when it comes, armed with the same reason you have now." Stoics believed true strength lies in living fully in the now. The past is gone. The future isn't here. The present is all you truly own. Worry hijacks your mind, pulling you into times that don't exist. But when you train yourself to return to this moment, again and again, you reclaim your power. Here's how to practice this daily. Ask yourself, where am I right now? Am I here, or lost in what-ifs? When worry creeps in, come back to your senses. Feel the ground beneath your feet. Listen to the sounds around you. Focus on your breath. Create small moments of awareness, sipping coffee, walking, talking. Be here, not before or after. Presence isn't just a mindset, it's a spiritual weapon. When you're fully in the moment, worry starts to fade. You realize there's no catastrophe right now, no enemy in this second, just this moment, and it's enough. Stoicism doesn't pretend bad things won't come, it trains you to face them when they do. Not 100 times in your imagination. Make this your daily mantra. This moment is enough because I'm alive, and that's my strength. If you're tired of living in the past or future, comment, I live fully in the present. 7th, choose discomfort on purpose. It sounds strange, but one of the best ways to stop fearing the future is to practice handling hardship now. Why? Because when you're used to discomfort, you stop dreading what might come. Seneca, a wealthy Stoic, would sleep on the floor, eat simple food, and wear rough clothes on purpose. He said, set aside a few days where you're content with the plainest food and coarsest clothing. Then ask, is this what I feared? Why would someone powerful do this? Because he knew that if you can handle hardship willingly, unexpected struggles can't break you. Worry feeds on unfamiliar pain. But if you've trained yourself to face discomfort, loss, hunger, or rejection, they stop feeling like nightmares. This isn't about punishing yourself, it's about preparation. Try skipping a meal to feel your strength without it. Take a cold shower to remind yourself you can endure. Say no to small pleasures to build willpower. Wake up early, even when it's tough. Tackle the hardest task first. Each time, you prove you're bigger than your comfort zone. When you see yourself this way, worry weakens. Life will always bring storms. But if you're used to walking in the rain, you won't panic when it pours. This habit's deeper beauty. When you stop chasing comfort at all costs, you stop fearing discomfort. That's freedom. A Stoic doesn't create a problem-free life, but a mind strong enough to face any problem. So, challenge yourself. Step out of your comfort zone. Live tougher today to be freer tomorrow. The less you fear discomfort, the less you fear life. If you're facing a storm right now, comment, I grow stronger through challenges. 8th, live by virtue, not outcomes. Too many of us worry because we're fixated on results. Will this work out? Will people approve? What if I fail, since outcomes are uncertain? Worry takes over. But Stoics offer a deeper truth. Focus on being a good person, not on how others see you. Focus on doing what's right, not on the final score. Epictetus said, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you'll fare well. This means living by your values, honesty, courage, discipline, kindness, and you've already won. No matter what the world says or how things turn out, worry comes from chasing external things, money, fame, status, approval instead of inner peace. Peace comes when you live true to who you are. regardless of the outcome. That's why Stoics like Marcus Aurelius focused on living rightly, not chasing success. He wrote, "If it's not right, don't do it. If it's not true, don't say it." Here's how to apply this. Before acting, don't ask, "Will this make me win?" Ask, "Is this the right thing to do before a big risk?" Don't ask, "Will I look foolish if I fail?" Ask, "Will I grow?" No matter the outcome. When you're anxious about others' opinions, ask, "Did I act with integrity? If yes, you've succeeded." You don't need to control what others think. You don't need to control the final result. You only need to control your choices. When your heart is clear, you sleep soundly. When your actions are guided by virtue, you live without fear. That's why many Stoics weren't obsessed with ambition. They didn't aim to be stars. They wanted to be strong, simple, wise people, doing what's right, even when no one's watching. That's the root of true peace. You can't control how your story ends, but you can always control how you live it. Shift your focus from applause to authenticity, from results to effort, from fear to virtue, and watch worry slip away. Nothing can disturb a person who knows they've lived with dignity. If virtue guides you now, comment, "I live by virtue, not fear." Worry steals your peace. It creeps in quietly, grows loud, and if unchecked, robs you of years of joy, focus, and confidence. But here's what the Stoics knew, and you should too. You're not powerless. You may not control life's storms, but you can train your mind to stay calm in their midst. You weren't born to tremble at every fear. You're here to master yourself. Let the world spin. Let others chase panic and stress. You stand firm, steady, focused, calm. That's Stoicism. That's strength. That's peace. If this video helped you, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's grow this Stoic warrior community together. End. By claiming your power, say, "I choose calm. I choose strength. I choose Stoicism."